Hi Capricorn, and welcome to your monthly reading for the period of Pisces. So this is from February 19th to March the 20th. So I'm doing things a little bit differently this month. I'm taking like all spreads that I know. So we are doing tarot, we're going to do gypsy cards, we're going to do Lenormand spread, and we are going to do angel cards. And we are going to see how things overlap, if they overlap, and we're going to get and gain different information from different spreads. Tarot generally is used to kind of like give you a spiritual guidance. Gypsy spread is like matter of fact, this is what's going on, this is what's happening behind your back, etc., etc. Like really pragmatic for those of you who kind of prefer pragmatic approach. This is sort of like love cards are what you're striving to, and Lenormand is very close to Gypsy spread. It's sort of like a matter of fact kind of deal with this kind of a guidance. So all four making a really a good kind of like fusion. Also, just to let you know, there is a competition between signs, and the sign who has the most likes, shares, views, and subscribes is the one who's getting the reading before time. So you're more than welcome to just join the race. And you've been lagging a little bit, so I have to like really see what I can do to actually motivate my Capricorns more, and hopefully this elaborate reading will kind of push you into that territory. Also remember there are weeklies. Weeklies are on Wednesday. It's the same rule, just like like, subscribe, interact, and I greatly also appreciate for all of you who even don't do it, because just the fact that you're coming here and viewing means a lot to me. This is a completely new channel. It's not even a month old. In a couple of days it's going to be a month, and because of you guys it did get forward. So enough about me, and let's go into this. What is the basically baseline this month? You're earth sign, and you have a little bit of earth. So 7 of earth here, patience. You're like really dedicated to patience, and you're going to wait for this little mousey to come from it. But here it's saying, you know what? Is this really worth it? Maybe the mouse is not there. You're kind of questioning if you should just move on. And here, this is kind of confirmed. Now you have 7 of fire. So you have 2 sevens. They're like unstable. And you're Capricorn, you're the earth sign. Everything about you is stability. You really want that stability. So every sign is recently dealing with stuff that is not their element. So you are no different. So here, basically, you are in a power position. This kitty here, right? You can tell kind of is running the roost, but how long can he resist? So it's an uncomfortable situation. It's again situation where you really kind of like have to be fierce, right? So these are kind of like 2 sevens that are ground. So this is pretty much like standing on 2 bananas, not a solid ground. So let's see the love card. What is the love card? Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Some of you who are not religious, and some of you who basically are suspicious of these kind of cards, join the crowd, because I'm the same way. So how I interpret this card is as following, that you're looking for common things with your partner. You want to know that there is enough things that bound you to be together. You don't want somebody much different, because you feel that can jeopardize your relationship. Sort of, find somebody who you feel really comfortable with, whom you feel like at home. So this is kind of like the influence that you have. It could be just through the religion. It could be that is really important to you. It could be just like through doing good things, community work. Could be that you both have the same attitudes toward money. So these are like common factors instead of religious factors. So what is the base this month? The base of this reading, you have 8 of C reversed. So there is like some issues that are, so see here, you see the kitty, and kitty is listening to the show and hearing this like distant sounds, and the distant sounds of sea and the fish, and it's like so alluring, and yet not here. It's deceptive. In this case, this is all going to fall apart. It's enough of listening. Let's kind of keep on moving on. And here, on the other hand, you feel stuck. You don't know if you have enough information. You kind of like want to go a little bit deeper in the whole kind of situation, and kind of this is like the hermit cat, and kind of like want to see if everything that you heard is true or it's illusion. I also see this in your past because you see the world, which is like a major arcana reversed, and you have four major arcanas, which means quite a bit of energy this month will be clearing out and clearing out old things. This says that something from the past is not finished, or it also can mean actually, because it's placed in the past, in the past you have been dealing with tying up loose ends. So it's very hard to tell if it's finished or not, but I think it's finished. Like you're really dealing with tiny, 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 tiny leftovers, because I still see this kind of card here in your present. But you're like sort of like right there at a crossroads, because the base card situation is the cat. Look at the kitty, is willing to walk the path, check the new garden, check the flowers, check the water, literally explore it and claim the territory. So you are starting and embarking on a new path. And the new path is the path of basically love. It's so clear that this is like a new love beginning. These are going to be your goal and your lesson this month are love messages. You have to learn how to be playful. You have to learn how to communicate. Capricorns are known for being very dedicated, very reliable, very loyal, but they're not known for being playful. And you have to allow yourself that to come to your life, because I see also here that somehow this is not your element. You kind of like never know what is the best thing to do, right? So they're like those four lobsters, and like, I don't know which one I want, if I want any. Yes, you do like finer things in life. You are really refined sign, but you know what? This is calling for you to kind of like really relax and just kind of go around and play. And the other ones actually do have this hope, and this could be your feelings that you actually are very hopeful and hopeful about, this new starts, hoping about, because this is basically what's happening in your present. Nine of Sea, and really beautiful card. It's a wish card, like a basically reversed, which still a wish card with some kind of delay. And you see the key in really happy dreams with having a milk, having her kittens, the little birds and the little fish and all these little goodies and feathers flying around. Like, what can better happen to this kitty? What a beautiful dream that is. Look at this happy face. This way, well, it is there, but it's going to be a little bit delayed. And that's why you have this hope, You absolutely know it's close. And this is where you're striving, and this is why all these workings are happening for it. So you have the cat and the hope, and you're ending this whole thing with Four of Fire, which shows, again, you're striving toward that marriage, toward that union, toward this kind of group of people where you're feeling happy. And so that can be your fear and your hope. You want to make sure this is done rightly. And ultimately, what is the outcome? And it's really a lovely outcome, because it's the Sun. And in this deck, this is for me, the nicest Sun card I have ever seen, because the little child on a horse, it's beyond silly for me. This makes more sense, because here, first of all, the statue is sort of sheltering the sun, so you're not being torched by the sun, because sun can burn. These cats here are obviously not burned. They're enjoying themselves in the warmth, because they did find a true God to worship, right? So religious factors, you did find something in common, and you are putting these people in your close circle of friends. You know who you should keep out, and you know who is a fun person to be around, but still not good enough to get to your close circle of friends. So this being in the outcome, it couldn't be more than shed really pleasure to the whole thing. So you have a hope, you have a stars, and you have the sun, and you have the Fool, and you have Four of Fire. All upright. The Nine of Sea is almost right there. So what are we going to do right now? We are, I'm going to move this camera over here. and we're going to turn into reading of this. So what's going to happen here? There's going to be quite a few stories, and there are going to be quite a few stories because it's quite a few of you Capricorns, and all the cards are on the table here. This is Grand Tableau, and I'm going to be telling you different stories, and you find what and who you are, because there are different people here coming from different angles, and this is more or less talking about situations. So the whole card spread is opening with you, him, and hope. Lovely. The first three cards are basically reveal, and last two cards, faithfulness and merchant. So it might be some trouble, it could be some kind of like gifting or something, but definitely the faithfulness is here. So what is happening at present? It could be that you're dating somebody who has a child, who maybe has some kind of issues with the child, or on the other hand, who maybe has another woman that he's dealing with presently, but either the child is going to have the issues or he is going to have the issues with, this not working out. So you basically are being Capricorn. It just shows right here. You want to make sure that he is reliable, that he's a good provider, and that there are not bad surprises, and that there is like really utmost loyalty for this guy. This is your present, this is his present. So somehow you'll have to wait for him to kind of come to these conclusions, and there'll be conversations about that, how to go about it. A little bit of indecisiveness, but very quickly that indecisiveness will have to be placed to kind of like end. Then for you coupled ones, some of you, I don't know, could be divorced ones, because I see death and love, end of love. It was somebody and letter, death, love, so it could be even divorce. It was something that happened, and maybe even with this guy, maybe this was relating to this woman, because it's a third party situation that brought sorrow to him, and she ended it. It was like conversations, but again we have the end over here as well. So what is in for this woman? She's actually doing okay right now. She is going through either counseling, or she's basically being nurtured by her friends, and she is also making sure that the luxuries in life are provided. She actually is not unhappy at all, and she's considering reunion with this person, because you have the reunion here, and wondering if she wants to fight for this person and fight for her marriage, or this is all false and the jealousy might kind of like spoil it and bring this divorce anyway. So she's like on some kind of like crossroads, but she has a support of it, and she's doing this in a healthy way. So going this way, yeah, somehow if that is you and you have been dealing with issues with your relationship or marriage, you are actually highly cautious, and you're wondering if this is the way it is. And I think this is what this card was. This is the unfinished business. Now we know what this is all about. You see, when you have different spreads, you start getting the answers. Now, what's going to happen to this guy? And if this is guy who basically did cause you issues, there is enemy, and this whole joyfulness is going to come to the end. He will basically, this could be a counseling or something, that somebody is going to call that and ask him what really happened. And it could be also that through some kind of service, or maybe even through this doctor, that this end is being brought up, because like widower, it also means a divorced person. He is kind of like anointing it, and it's a surprise next to this pair. So if anything, it will be you ladies who are going to just say, that's it, that's not what I want. And that was this card. Remember, here you're figuring out what you want and wondering and having a hope, and what you wanted was really the real thing. You don't want any falsies. So that's the story. For him, he definitely wants to basically, he wants to reunite. Literally, if you guys, you have a man, and maybe if you basically got separated, there will be a reunion happening here, and it's going to be really happy reunion for some of you. And there's another guy who also wants reunions. Like, I mean, looks like the guys in your life, for almost all the ladies, are either going to really feel remorse over things that did and they're trying to fix it, or they'll attempt reunion, and it's going to be up to you to call the shots and what you want. And if you're single ladies, also maybe it could be somebody from your past coming to your life as well. And, you know, come in, reunion indicates somebody from the past and somebody who kind of like cast it off entirely. And it could be just even the ex-husband, because we have a widow, we have a foe, and yet we have the messages of love. So let's see how you ladies are going to feel the entire month. One types of you is going to feel top of the world. The first card that came out, you know, or even the gentlemen who are listening here. Like, first card that came out, it's you. Wow, top of the world. Some of you, a couple of the ones are not going to feel completely in charge, but you're not going to feel bad either. It's just like for these couple guys, I was just kind of warned over indulgence and being overly defensive, which was this card, remember, that we've seen over here. So it's going to be a woman that is for some reason going to be barrier, but I don't really think she's a competition over here. I think it could be the daughter, really, because the next cards were basically hopeful cards, because you see somehow there is no animosity between this and this wife figure. It could be that it was an ex that right now two of you are getting ability to kind of understand that maybe both of you are now the mothers, or both of you are in his life in different functions, and sort of like there is some kind of teamwork that is going to, like, I mean, go out of it, right? But at the same time, even though this woman came on the top, she's like more or less into, right? Like, I mean, she might have kind of a different thought about that, because she kind of like really is looking herself and not sure what is going on. Well, this one here is like knighting the wedding, but she's also knighting a foe over here. So anyway, long story short, this woman is not going to have any bad feelings. She's going to have kind of clear path to where she wants to go. With this guy here, she is open to reunion. The reunion will bring happiness. If there is somebody she's dealing with who has been married or who has been in a relationship, it's not going to be difficult to deal with this ex. In fact, it's going to be some normal situation, even though all these bad words, and he's going to experience, or he's going to have some issues with his children. The other type of the guy that, you know, might be coming to your life, that you casted away, or you maybe just even divorce, is going to start thinking and talking about fighting for you and trying to see if he can remarry you and offer you everything from communication to marriage to money to kind of like expertise. This could be a professional guy who kind of like likes to enjoy, but like, I mean, also be aware of this guy that, you know, want to make sure that this happiness is real, that, you know, that he doesn't bring any negative elements to your life, because right here it shows in his future that it might be some kind of misfortune just before he starts something. So the fortune and misfortune, actually, you know what, they're canceling each other out. So no, actually, these guys are right, and he kind of like has his act together, but it looks like he's looking at reunion. He's looking at reunion because, yeah, he came from death of something. He came from death of love, but he didn't let go of it. Yeah, and there is divorcee here. So you guys, ladies, are lucky this month. You're going to be the center of attention. Somebody from the past is happening even here. Look at the letter from the past of the faithfulness. Somebody really got it. Like, I mean, good for you. I mean, this is basically the fantasy that most of us have when we break up with someone, that the person is going to realize what they lost and is going to come back to you. So this card, it can also mean that, you know, you kind of felt that somebody took you for granted. So these communications are going to be communications to you, and so just be playful when they communicate to you as well, because maybe it was too much seriousness. Maybe this is what chased them away. Of course, it's not really fair. We all know it, but you have to play the game, and that's not for them, for you. It's really nice to be playful in life, and it's nice to kind of have nice things, but it's also nice to have fun because they're nice things of the soul. And lastly, I'm going to do Lenderman spread, which is kind of similar, kind of pragmatic. We are going to see what this gentleman really goes through. So that's a gentleman in your life, ladies. And for the gentleman, like, I mean, what is going on in the lady's life. Also, you know, if you're a female listener, then you're going to see what's happening in your life. And if you're a guy, you're going to see what happens here. So I'm just going to fast forward here through shuffling and be back in a second. All right, I'm back. You cannot make this one up. Oh, you have like 4 different spreads. So that was like 52 cards. Like here you have like 14 cards, and now you have like 20 cards. How is it possible that all of them are saying the same thing? So let's see first, you ladies over here. So what is basically happening here? It says it was the end of something. It was the end of a relationship. But you didn't lose the hope about this relationship. You're still dreaming about this relationship, and you're still hoping that this relationship is going to be the one, and commitment, and you see the house there, and the kids, and the child. Literally, you met your soulmate, but there is a work on it. Like, I mean, there are some kind of secrets to, like, I mean, unravel, and you're hoping that this is what's going to happen. And you're really hoping for to reunite or even meet him, and maybe this is gathering. This also can mean religion. This also can mean groups of people. So basically, you are hoping for this to be restated, and there are communications over here as well. So what happens? Is he going to communicate? Well, let's see. Look, he wants to communicate. He wants you to be lovebirds. And he is very, very sexually attracted to you. He wants to provide the finances. This tower here is not a tower from tarot. They look like tarot, but they're not tarot. This means authority. This means establishment. So these 2 cards, he wants to make sure he's finally financially established. This could mean older gentleman, or somebody with the salt and pepper or gray hair. Or it can just simply mean winter. And also for him, he wants to kind of like clear it for himself, any doubts. He wants to make sure this is a healthy relationship, because then he'll feel that's the key. And guess what? He wants to put an anchor down. He is ready for the ring. So this literally confirmed that, like, these guys in your life, ladies, or if you're a Capricorn guy, you're really ready to make a commitment, and you ladies too. So good for you. From all the signs, you are going to have this closure with things you don't want. You're going to hear the past, and here this wish card is going to come true. It's going to be a little bit delay, and delay is because there are still some kind of things that need to be done. So that's why you're not losing hope. That's why this is the card of marriage, which is your hope, and you want this ultimate basking in the sun. Congratulations, Capricorn. Absolutely the best horoscope for this month. Keep in mind that Venus retrograde is like a thing in March, so this is when all of this will start to unravel. And until then, enjoy it. Fix yourself. Fix everything that you feel you cannot kind of deal with. Decide for yourself what are the secrets you want to have it revealed, and stick to your guns. Have a great February and March. Please check weeklies. Please subscribe, like, and I love you. See you soon.